Okay, here we are once again. It's your boy Dre in the heart of Times Square at NxtLegaci Gaming. Who do I have here with me?
Chris Maple.
Chris Maple. Chris Maple, man. I've been good, man. For all of the people who don't know and are not familiar, he's the guy on the flyer. But if you can you give people a quick summary of who you are?
Well, if they wanted to see a little more about me, you could look on chrismaple.com for now, and there's a rendition there. And, what was the question again?
No, just saying, give people a quick synopsis of who you are. I know they could go on chrismaple.com.
Okay. Well, I've been a designer, content creator for 40 years.
Wow.
And I have an extensive background in typography, illustration, photography, and other artistic platform or disciplines. Nintendo of America hired me to do one of the jobs in 1998, which was Pokémon.
Wow.
After several attempts from other agencies had failed, so they said, "Can you do this? I said, "Okay. What's the time element?" And they said, "Oh, you've got about a month." And that was like, okay,
a month.
Something this big and important, and you wanted it in a month. And he says, well, interrupting me saying, well, can you do it? And I said, yes, I can. And then I went back and went, boy, did I stick my foot in that one, though.
That's so interesting. So you created the Pokemon logo?
Yes.
In a month's time, because you were contracted by Nintendo to do so.
I'm by Mr. Akawa, yes, in 1998.
How does that even happen? Like, for people,
I can answer that.
There's a whole subset of people who want to make a living off their art, but they don't know how. They don't know how to how do these dots connect to even have that opportunity to do something like that. So how did you come into that opportunity?
Well, the opportunity found me because, to get a job like that, you can't just do one thing, and you can't.
No, go ahead.
I based all my self-taught education and my formal education on principles of art versus concepts, and the principles are stronger because they're more flexible, deeper, more to the core of what you need to do in every other discipline. Like if you're illustrating, painting, you're using photography, setting up a photo shoot. Like when I set up the photography for the color purple, did that, and the logo for color purple too.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So that's another flex of the same thing. You need a principal idea to do that, or principal knowledge.
Okay.
But
that's so interesting.
Yeah.
So okay, hold on. See, now my mind is like kind of blown. I don't know which direction I want to go in. So you designed the typography for the color purple as well?
Yes, I did. I was given 4 days to do that.
Okay, 4 days.
4 days, and then I went down and they went, oh yeah, and we're redesigning the N64 box to put it on, and can you do a shoot for a new box design? And I can do packaging design as well. So I did.
Wow. Okay, so all right, let's go back in life. Where are you from originally?
I'm from Seattle, Washington.
Okay.
And Nintendo of America was located about 40 miles from Seattle in Redmond.
Okay, Redmond, okay.
And currently, I think Pokemon Limited is located in downtown Bellevue.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you growing up in Seattle.
Yeah.
I guess you always had an affinity for art. You're probably, as a kid, always drawing or painting?
Yeah, I basically was self-taught till I was about 28.
Self-taught, so no formal?
Nope. In 28, I was formally taught and formally shown how to do commercial art.
Okay.
I started out just trying to get published, doing anything I could do. Of course, I was born back in the 60s when there was all that going on. So black light rooms and all that sort of thing. So I thought, I know I can get published. I'll do a black light poster.
Okay.
So I found a firm that happened to be in Seattle that did a lot of the posters for big shows. like the Jefferson Airplane and Young Bloods and the Doors and all the stuff you'd see.
The Doors, okay.
There are playbills out in front, so
Yeah.
so I got into that, started doing those, and then from there had an interruption from Vietnam, and then after that I got out, and then I went to back into art.
So you went in the military, Vietnam, and then you came back and you picked up where you left off?
Yeah, I came on the tail end of it, so it was only like a 7-8 month stint, and then they just and so they said you can leave or stay, and I'm going back out. I want to do some art.
What? That's so interesting. So in the meantime, being self-taught up until the age of 28, are you working like side jobs? Like, how are you sustaining yourself while you're making art? You know, a career.
I did construction.
Okay.
I worked in warehouses. I did manual labor.
Okay.
And then I would take the money and buy paints and things, and I would just.
Wow.
I lived at that time in Seattle. North Seattle was a kind of a white ghetto, so we had a curfew at 10 o'clock.
Really?
And a lot of gangs. I didn't know it. I had to. You had to join a gang. So.
Yeah.
I didn't want to, so I spent a lot of time by myself doing art.
Okay.
But eventually, I put the art all over my room and invited these other people that were my age or whatever, or younger. Come on over and I'll teach you how to draw. And so we painted the room and we drew live all over the walls, and they loved it. I said, the only thing is you can't drink, you can't do drugs here. I got lots of coffee though and potato chips, so we just did that.
That's cool, man.
And then, you know.
So wow. So are you? Do you come from like an art family?
No.
No art in your family.
No.
Well, not I don't say no art, but.
Well, I'm probably the first of my kind to do that.
Wow. That's so crazy. Okay.
I would say the main thing on that, it's not like coincidence or good luck. It's more like don't give up and keep applying yourself and practicing art, discipline yourself. There's always a deeper level of something you can learn, and then cross-sectioning some of these platforms together is really important to getting jobs like you mentioned in the first question.
I was speaking to an artist out of Hartford, Connecticut, where I'm originally from. I interviewed him. His name is Miguel Garcia. He said one of the most interesting things, because he started doing art in his 60s, not formally taught. He just worked on Wall Street for 40 years, and then one day he woke up and was like, I think he watched like maybe a Basquiat documentary. He was like, maybe I think I can do that. So he went to the store, bought a bunch of paints, bought some canvases, and just started painting. So his kids and his family, his wife, they thought something was going wrong with him. Like maybe he was terminally ill. He didn't want to tell them, and that was his way of expressing himself. But then he ended up making a whole career of being this renowned artist, just picking up at 60 years old and just doing art, mixed media art and stuff like that. And one of the most interesting things he said, and he told me, was he thinks that because he wasn't formally taught, it allowed him to have the ability to kind of develop his own style that's not based, I guess, like how you said, more principle-based versus, like concept or, like following a particular rubric or something like that. Right. You know what I mean? And he said that people would ask him, how are you able to do this? He's like, I don't know. I'm just doing it. You know what I mean? So I think that's super interesting. Definitely an interesting insight.
Well, that it's one thing that I always try to convey when I'm in a teaching position to people is that don't think you have it down. Don't think you got it made now that you've done a few good jobs or something like this, because every job, even today when I get a job or a request for help, it's like I'm doing it for the first time.
Wow. Okay.
It's always, and that means you're taking it seriously, not about yourself. You're taking into account that you are basically a bystander, and your artistry is you just trust and allow it to flow through you. And
you're a vessel.
That way. Yeah.
That's interesting.
And so, yes, I would say when I was trained, they said, get out of school as fast as you can and get on the street. And this one of my illustrators told me this, who's kind of a madman from New York City.
Okay.
A real one. And
a real man.
Yeah. John. Yeah. So He said, get out on the street and learn your chops on the street. You're not gonna learn anything in school about what it's really about.
Yeah.
You're not gonna learn how to create spontaneously being in school.
That's interesting.
Creativity on demand.
Wow.
In other words, you can talk all day, but at the bottom line, after you're looking at your client and they're folding their arms, looking at you like this,
Yeah.
they're gonna say one thing to you, or two words. They'll say, "Show me," and that's when you go, "Oh my God, really?"
So, has there ever been a time where you've probably done something you thought it wasn't good or not your best work, and then the client loved it? Like, does that happen often, or usually you're usually satisfied with everything that you're doing?
What I do is, it's a guided tour. Pokémon, when I created it, was a guided tour. I did 30 logos. I picked from myself 4, brought them to the first meeting, and they were really encouraged by it all. In fact, they were going to pick one of them when I interrupted them, which is something I don't recommend doing, and said, I think I have one that's going to work better.
Okay.
And that's the one you're looking at today.
Oh my gosh, man, that's history.
Everybody was kind of chattering because the tension was down. I think we got a mark. And then I pulled this other thing out, which is like, shoot yourself in the foot. But they all stopped talking. They just stared at it. And the director stood up and said, that's it.
Wow.
So they went, publish it, get it out, brand it.
That's so crazy. So,
said, oh boy, here we go.
Did you pull references from different places, or?
My references come from, here again, the discipline of creating original pieces.
Okay.
Building off the trust that you have in yourself for that.
Okay. Listen, out there, if you're listening, there's so many gems that are coming through this man right here, man, Chris Maple. There's so many things that you said that I'm gonna apply, because I want to make a living off my art. I write, I do obviously video production, music production, a bunch of different things. It comes through whatever channel it comes through.
Absolutely.
But it's just trying to trust in the process and to keep going. I think that's the number one thing. Cause
it is the number one thing.
Yeah.
In regards to the previous answer to the question, one of the things you must do is get outside yourself and allow the process to happen.
Okay. What do you mean by that? If you could just
that means you trust yourself.
Okay.
In other words, sometimes I'll get a job or a job like Pokemon, and it's just like, for some reason, for 2 days, nothing's happening. Oh my goodness! And I promised this thing would be done.
Yeah.
And it did happen for that job.
Okay.
So what you do is you get up and you get on to something else, go to the gym or something, and just trust that it will come.
Yeah.
When it's supposed to.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you're trying to think of a song or something like that, and you can't think of it to save your life, and you figure, oh man, I should know this, and then you go away and you have dinner and you're sitting there, and all of a sudden you go, hey,
there
remember,
it goes.
that's what it feels like. That's the allowance part.
Yeah, it's like washing dishes, and it comes to you when you're doing something super passive. Yeah.
And you never know how it's going to come.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you have to know what you're looking for in the beginning. If you have a feeling, because you're using mostly this brain, not this brain, to do these sorts of things.
Yeah.
You wait for that feeling. Like, how did you know? Someone asked me once, how do you know when the logo is done? It's because I felt it. I felt it was finished, and I could push myself away from the table and say, okay,
wow,
I'm going to give a presentation now.
Wow.
And that's that. So you trust yourself. Yeah.
That's great. That's beautiful. Being able to tap in to have that, I guess, that gnosis and that internal, that internal calling to kind of override your mind.
Yeah.
I think that's super powerful, because we always think all right, logically I have to do this, then this, then this, then I'm going to be here. And more times than not, life doesn't really work like that. So to trust that inner knowing, or, the all knowing, I think is super powerful.
One of the biggest virtues you can incorporate to yourself is the P word. The P word is patience. Oh my God, I got to be patient with everything, and myself included. So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh man, patience. That's my mom used to tell me that when I was a kid. Patience is a virtue, and I hated it.
Oh yeah.
Because I used to always want everything fast, but it's come back to really bite me now as an adult.
And here's another word that's important. It's passive, because when you're being passive, some people say, "Oh, that's being lazy." We've been taught in an industrial society, you're being lazy. You're
Yeah.
passive. But
Yeah.
passivity is actually concentrated energy. So if you can hold on to that passivity
Yeah.
with discipline, you almost guarantee a positive result from your work.
Wow. Oh man, now you got to. What books? What books are you read? I need something. What's your thing? Like you're pulling from so many different places. I got to know. Like, do you read a certain type of book?
I don't subscribe to any philosophy and
Okay.
specifically,
Yeah.
except for love talking to other designers and artists. This is why this new position I'm in right now is really, really, I'm very thankful for.
What position is that?
Just to be interacting with people like you,
Okay.
and others,
Great.
and the public.
Okay.
I mean, we don't have. For me, the creative process is all around me, so there's really no reason to go inside of a book and read about it. So
There you go.
yeah, sorry guys, but I could say something else, but it wouldn't be true.
All right. Are there any exercises you do like just for yourself? I don't know whether it's maybe writing or do you have
Yes.
any like you just do the same thing every day like to kind of
Yes.
get that?
Yeah, I totally do. I do a lot of what's I would term hieroglyphical analysis to how my heart brain is trying to process any given challenge for any job.
Okay.
And it's almost like an automatic writing thing. It's just a practice. That would be an exercise.
Okay.
And just trusting that. Like when I teach children, all levels in school, when I'm able to,
Yeah.
last thing I always show them is I'll get a little pad of paper I'll bring to the class and a little pencil that you'd use at a bowling alley or something like that to write your
Okay.
score in. And I would tell them to put the little pad of paper inside their pocket with the pencil in their hand like this and then draw their friend.
While it's
And-
in their pocket?
yeah, while it's in their pocket. And after about four attempts, they can do it.
What? I've never
Yeah.
heard. That's insane.
Oh yeah, it's
Okay. Wow.
so then they can't get enough of this trusting thing.
That's the trust.
I trusted
Ah.
myself. So look at what happened.
Okay.
You know, you knocked it out of the park.
Wow, that's heavy. Okay. I'm trying to process all this stuff, man. I'm gonna look back at this recording and we pulling all the gems out, man. But I know you got some fans that probably want some logos and some
Oh,
signatures.
well,
so I want to thank you for taking time out
Thank you.
to chat with me.
Thank you so much.
All right.
It's good to talk to a pro like you. Thank you.
For sure. Thank you.
All right.
Everybody, go check out chrismaple.com. chrismaple.com. He is a legend, creator of the Pokemon logo, creator of the color purple logo, and he is super tapped into, I guess, his heart center and listening to the download. So I appreciate you. Thank you, man.
All right. Talk to you all later. Thank
All
you.
right. Check it out. So I'll once I post it, I'll tag you in it, and you can do whatever you want to do with it. Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, if you can, you can write everything.
I'll just write it on here.
Yeah.
I'll write an email across it.
Okay, sure. Yeah, definitely.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Good job.
All right. All good? Like, is this planned for like all y'all? Is this like a school thing y'all got going on?
Okay, what's the third? Because they know
Wow, so that's crazy. That's dope. 'Cause I think y'all got the same ages too.
No, I think his kids are slightly older.
I think it's like 5 of you.
Yeah. Mine are the youngest.
That's fire. Yeah, I'm 6 and 4. I'm not the oldest He's a legend. Nice to meet you, man.
Hi. What's your name?
Antoinette.
She's a great artist.
Oh,
If you ever need somebody.
this artist.
I do comic strips and stuff.
Well, wonderful. You know, this man was just interviewing me about people who are curious about how to get this commercially done or get more jobs and how to get over. One thing I forgot to tell you, a great portion of my job is, I forgot to tell you at the time, but another aspect of the job is psychology. Human psychology. So how I built my business was to, when I built my business, I wanted to do better work, nicer jobs. So I thought, but I didn't want to climb up a ladder for 30 years to do that. So I figured out that if I could do the work for the client at a tremendous risk and offer them something they can't refuse, maybe they would let me do work for them. And it worked. And what I told them was basically, I will make sure that the job gets done the way you want to get it done so you're not bulldozed by your agency. And I will make sure that I just walk away after that and leave you with your dysfunctional relationship intact. And they went, deal. So that was it.
Okay.
That worked.
All right. So you said you give them an offer they can't refuse?
Yeah, I said if I can't do this, he says, I need this done in 4 days. I said I can do it, and I'll do it exactly the way you want it. And if you don't want it, I won't pay for it. Don't do that. But because if you do things for free, I have to say, what you're doing is you're demeaning all the other artists, because then they go, well, this guy gave it to me for free. Yeah, see, so, but I had to do it. I was doing it for a specific situation, not in general, because I would never do that, of course. But that worked. And they kept, so from Microsoft to Apple to Boeing to everybody, they all called me for, can you come in here? The pipe broke and it's Christmas Eve and nobody can flush the toilet. Oh, I'll be there. So I was that guy. Just like Pokémon was an emergency. It was a big, big emergency. They went through 2 big agencies and it was like, we're out of time. This is serious. We got to put this hardware together. What are we going to do? The show's coming up, the YouTube show. Yeah, so it was one of those jobs. Yeah, and I just put it away and did another job. So, yeah. Anyway.
Another gem. No, thank you, man. I appreciate that. All right.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
History of the future.